Over to the IDE, and we've made a massive number of fixes and improvements. While most are invisible and are around high DPI support, stability and more, one small visible area is that we have updated some of the last low DPI icons, such as the ones for sync edit or control flow in the editor. Now you may have noticed that in recent versions we've been steadily adding features to the code editor, whether it's an expanded status bar with more controls, or expanding error insight not to show errors but also warnings and hints, or drawing inactive code differently as we saw in the 11.x review a few minutes ago. In 11.3 we have another new editor feature. The code editor can now automatically highlight other instances of the same word on screen. This is a very popular feature in other editors. You can see in the screenshot on the left that the text caret is in the fFindHandle symbol inside the post message call at the bottom, and the other two instances of fFindHandle are highlighted. This is useful to let you see what other code interacts with the same symbols, variables, or methods that you're currently working with, and is a quick visual connection to spot related code on screen. I'll demo this live in a moment. There are a few other smaller IDE changes. We now show when the IDE is being run with admin privileges by putting administrator in the title bar. This is helpful to know if what you do with the IDE or with a debug process which might inherit the permissions has more privileges than you intended, or when it runs might affect running the IDE or app later with normal permissions. Markdown files can now be opened in multiple editor windows. There's now an easy way to locate the output binary from your build in Explorer, similar to finding the location of your current unit in Explorer, by right-clicking the applicable build config. I'll demo this too in a moment. The inactive code feature we introduced in 11.2 now has a setting to control how transparent the inactive code is drawn. Finally, we no longer ship Subversion DLLs with the IDE. This matches our support for Git and Mercurial, where you need to install them and then point the IDE to where they're located. We've changed this for Subversion 2 in order to let you use whichever Subversion build you prefer, and also to ensure that we don't ship outdated DLLs. This is mostly a feature change that helps administrators of large networks, or admins that run audits for app security. Here I want to show you two other new editor features. Firstly, highlighting matching words. There is a method parameter context. Look how when the cursor is in the word context anywhere on screen, the other places context is located are highlighted. For this demo, I have this configured to happen as I move the cursor. But by default, in other words, when you install 11.3, it only happens when double-clicking or selecting a word. I personally like it more responsive, but the default setting is to only happen when selecting something. Second, what if you want to know where your output binary is located? You've been able to find a unit or the project file location for some time by choosing Show in Explorer from the context menu. But they have a fixed location, whereas the output binary can be in different locations depending on the build configuration settings. So in 11.3, you can right-click on Build Config and click Show in Explorer, and it will show the built binary.